Money is a subject that is rarely taught in schools. Most people go through life without actually learning the ways of money. The poor rarely discuss money with their children, whereas the rich takes a different approach in preparing their kids, so that earning money, or amassing wealth in the future would be a smooth ride. If you like videos about business, money and investing, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button, so that you don't miss any of our value-packed videos. Here are the 10 things the rich teach their kids about money, that the poor don't. Number 1. Understanding the ways of the money. Rich people teach their kids the importance of money. They make it a priority to introduce their children to the ways of money as soon as possible. They are introduced to household expenses, and are familiarized with the concept of providing service in exchange for money. People who have achieved financial success know that money is necessary to have options and a better quality of life. They understand that money gives them the freedom to choose the location for their next vacation, and also the ability to help others. So, they pass this way of thinking to their kids. On the other hand, the poor never talk about money at home. The only time kids hear about money is when the parents argue about the things they can't afford, thus associating the entire concept with a negative feeling. Number 2. Difference between assets and liabilities. One of the most important concepts of building financial independence is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset is something that makes you money, while a liability is something that costs you money. For example, your house and your car are liabilities as they cost money to keep running. The rich focus all their time and money on acquiring more assets. For example, buying an apartment that generates rent or investing in businesses that are on a growth trajectory. They never spend the money from their pocket on liabilities. They let the assets buy the house or the cars for them. If they want to buy something that costs $500 per month, they first acquire an additional asset that will generate the $500 for them. That is how they protect the money they own and grow more. On the other hand, poor people never realize what counts as a liability, and when money comes in they spend it all without thinking. Number 3. Managing money. Rich people include their children in planning and managing their household expenses. They include their kids when they go over financial statements and plan their budgets. This way the children are familiarized with the reality of living expenses, and they gain experience in managing money from a very early age. This helps when they grow up and manage their own money. Rich people give their kids generous pocket money that they have full control over. They let their kids play with their pocket money. They even let them lose it and be upset about it. They let them buy something frivolous and later regret it. They let them save for something they want. They also let them buy something for others and feel the joy of generosity. This helps teach them valuable lessons that only experience can teach them. They learn how to direct and manage their money. This is a big contrast with parents with a poor mentality. They typically plan their monthly budget without their kids, if they even plan at all. They fuss about the living expenses and associate a negative attitude towards planning their monthly budget, causing their children to take on similar planning patterns later in life. Number 4. How to generate income from multiple sources. One of the most valuable lessons the rich teach their child is how to generate money from different sources. They understand that nothing is permanent. If a business is doing well today, it might not do so well tomorrow. The rich teach their kids not to put all their eggs in one basket, thus minimizing the risk involved. They teach their kids to invest in different sectors, so that even if one or two business goes under, the others will hold them up. You will see rich people own portions of multiple companies, which are in a variety of sectors. Whereas poor people focus on one source of income, and if anything happens to the income source, they have no place else to rely on. Number 5. Sociable and connecting with people. In our world today, nothing can be done alone. We function within a society full of people from different places. Social decorum and etiquette are very important for a society to thrive. Sociable is more than just the way you speak, it includes how you present yourself, and how you handle others too. The rich teach their children to socialize from a very early age. The rich know that if people like you, and being around you, this opens many doors that otherwise wouldn't. The poor, however, overlook this, and as a result, their children don't care a lot about etiquette, and their manner of speech. Number 6. Solving problems. The rich teach their children the difference between working for others, and working for themselves. People who work for others get paid for doing repetitive work. For example, washing the car, answering the phone, etc. The rich never do repetitive work, because they know it can be easily outsourced. They focus their time and energy on solving real-life problems. The bigger the problem you solve, the richer you get. The rich teach their children about problems that must be solved. This makes them great entrepreneurs and leaders. Number 7. Developing productive habits. One of the most valuable skills the rich teach their children is how to create a habit for themselves. They know that it's not what you do that makes you wealthy, but what you do consistently. They know that to be financially successful, they must work and carry out their plans consistently. The best way to do this is by developing productive habits, so that they can attract wealth naturally in the future. The rich know that if you make it a habit to organize and optimize your workflow, large portions of your day open up for other things. The rich use the power of habit to get ahead in life, while the poor nurture toxic habits that ruin their lives. The power of habit is a tool, it magnifies what you feed it. The rich choose wealth creation actions as their daily habits, while the poor pick negative routines. Number 8. Patience and delaying gratification. Long-term thinking is one of differentiating characteristics of the rich from the poor. The rich understand that to be successful in life, they need to exercise patience while working hard at their craft. Rich parents make it a priority to teach their kids to play the long game. Anything worth something is going to take time to build. People with a poor mindset prefer short-term pleasures, like buying a nice car or a fancy house right away from their first source of income. They don't think about creating a second income source first, and creating a sustainable model to fuel their expenses. Number 9. Difference between good debt and bad debt. There are two types of debt. Good debt makes you rich, while bad debt makes you poor. The rich make sure to teach their kids the difference between the two. The rich see debt as a tool to make money quicker. Debt, when used correctly, can make billionaires. While the poor people take out loans to spend it on liabilities like buying a car, or to cover other necessities, the rich borrow money to generate more money. Banks and investors love to lend money for projects, if they have a clear plan to pay it back. That's how the rich build skyscrapers. They don't pay out of their own pocket for the building, or even the land, it's all borrowed. The bank recognizes the ability of the borrower to pay back the loan by selling or renting out the building, and is willing to take the risk. Number 10. The joy of giving. The rich understand that it is essential to instill emotional literacy in kids, so they may become business leaders and influence people. They teach their children to give and lend a hand to those in need when they grow financially. By teaching kids reasonable and fair use of money, the rich make sure that the children don't grow to be financially naive. Instead of entirely cushioning them from the real world, providing guided exposure and education on money can prepare children to be more responsible and wise while handling money in the future.